Oh, thank you for the feedback. Thank you. So I was talking in mute. I hope I'm audible now. So I'm talking about this ninth chapter. We have come to the ninth chapter now. For the first eight chapters, we understood many things about Arunachala, especially about the glory of Arunachala, the places, the tirthams, the mahima of this place, and we are understanding how to do this worship. Why this worship is important is because we cannot directly worship the self. It's very difficult. It needs a lot of maturity. And what's that maturity? All these episodes we have discussed deeply concepts. If one is able to give up the concepts, if it falls effortlessly, concepts, that is a ripe state. And nothing else is needed, less than the being. But that's a very difficult state. That is what we are understanding in this chapter, ninth chapter. We are understanding how Shiva is recommending how to be worshipped, because they're all asking him, the Maharishis, the Mahapurushas are asking, the Devas are asking, how do we worship you? Because it's so difficult. Everybody, it's not possible for all to directly worship your divine self, the divine fire. Very difficult. So he's asking, is there any other way? And there are grosser ways, and that's what Shiva is recommending. Like in the previous chapters, we saw how the temple should be built, how the worship should be done, who all should be employed there, the dikshitars, means the pandits, the priests, what kind of chanting, what kind of musical instruments to be played, how to be played, and all this stuff, how to organize programs, the mantras to be recited, the chanting of Vedas in the background, and how the king should protect this place. It is the responsibility of the kings to take care of it, and how the poor must be fed, and how everybody must be fully fed. And it's a celebration. If you see, Shiva is giving a celebration. Why? Because we can relate to that kind of a worship. Most of us can relate to that kind of a worship where we see there is sings, there is songs, there is bhajans, there is the damaru, there is the nagadas, there are the drums, and the horns. It gives a different flavor. If you go into such atmosphere, you can see it's a very divine vibe. It escalates one's consciousness. That is why when we go to, you can see the people who go to the festivals, and when they have some auspicious days, and when they go to worship in the temple, and it's full of pomp and glory and celebrations, and you can see everybody is in a very festive, deep mood. They are all devotional. You see, otherwise it's very difficult to become that devotional. To think of the Lord is very difficult for the worldly people. So festivals and these kind of occasions are occasions where they can turn within. So these are remedies given by Shiva to them, so that at least people begin connecting deeper. So he has told about all the vidhis, how to do even the tapas there, the different ways, how earlier so many gods, so many Mahapurushas, Siddhas, they all attained, even Brahma, Vishnu, how they did tapas and how they got purified and how they got liberated. So Shiva is giving all these remedies very, very clearly to the people who need it. Now he's coming to, just previous chapter we saw how he's talking about the temples. Now he's talking about how to worship the hill, because somebody asked him the question. It's very difficult for us to worship you in this light. What about others? And then he says, I'll cool down. So he becomes the grass form of the hill, because now it's easier for people to worship. It's easy to circumambulate the hill than circumambulate here. To do production on the self, you cannot go so deep, but you can do something on the outer. So now the chapter 9 is all on the remedies, all on the ways to be worshipped. So he says, Worship me especially by circumambulating me every day. For I, the Lord of Sonachala, am pleased when devotees circumambulate me. So pleased means it feels like, God is flattered when we flatter him. That's not the thing. Like, he's not telling that, if you circumambulate around me, I'm going to be very happy because you are worshipping me. That's not the idea. The whole thing is the please, the being pleased, God being pleased means we winning the grace, we becoming capable and worthy of the grace. Because we open up, we are able to receive the grace of the God. If we do not open up, we cannot. So basically, it is receiving grace. That receiving of grace is what we say God is very pleased with us. Like when the rains fall, the farmers say God is happy with us. Indra is happy with us. The rain gods are happy with us. So it is a way we are talking. We are just speaking on that terms that they are pleased. They are not pleased. The alignment is right. So here when the alignment is right, we receive that grace. And that only we call as God is pleased with us. Gautama continued, as the Lord commanded, I always live here and worship Arunachala. Upon this, Gauri asked the sage, knower of all dharmas, Gautama, kindly describe to me the glory of circumambulating Arunachala. When is it to be done and how? Who are they who have till now circumambulated it and attained their objects? Who has attained the supreme state by doing so? Gautama replied, Goddess, hear what the great Shiva told me. He said, when I abide gloriously on earth as Arunachala, all the devatas and munis circumambulate me. At every step that one takes on the path around me, all the sins committed in one's past lives are expiated. By circumambulating me, one obtains the merit of performing thousands of horse sacrifices, like Ashwamedha, innumerable vajapayas, which is again a sort of sacrifice, and all the bathings in the tirthas. So, if one circumambulates, one gets the merits of all these other rituals, like bathing in all the tirthas put together. The grace of that is received. Innumerable other sacrifices, even the horse sacrifices. Even a great sinner who has no good deed to his credit can attain all kind of powers by circumambulating me. Merit acquired by bathing in all the tirthas, by performing all the sacrifices, by studying all the scriptures, and by following all the dharmas can be easily acquired by merely circumambulating Sonachala. Sonachala, another name. Sona is gold. So Arunachala was also called Sonachala once upon a time when it was in the form of gold. So here he is telling all these benefits of bathing in the tirtha and all so many sacrifices and the benefits of studying all the scriptures and the benefits and the grace what one gets by following all the dharmas. This can be easily acquired by circumambulating the hill. One attains this world, that is the earth, at the first step, the middle world at the second step, and the world of the devas at the third step. Three different lokas. You can say quantum leaps of consciousness. The ascending, you ascend higher, right? Lokas. In your consciousness, you ascend higher. That is like every one step, one loka. At the first step, sins committed mentally are destroyed. At the second the sins committed by speech, and the third, the sins committed by the body. You look at all these three, at the first step, sins committed mentally are destroyed. Manomaya kosha. At the second, the sins committed by speech, pranamaya kosha, because the speech comes under indriyas. Indriyas are connected to the pranamaya kosha. And the third, the sins committed by the body, annamaya kosha. Are you getting these steps? Every one step. That step means you can say entering into a kosha. States of consciousness. We have done it a couple of times, isn't it? So many times we have done it. From body you move into prana, from prana you move into mind, from mind you move into intellect, from intellect you go beyond into the state of samadhi. When you go beyond the intellect, samadhi. So you can see the steps that we are talking about, not actually the physical leg steps. The step is one shift into one state of consciousness, one level of consciousness. There are thousands of ashrams of munis and siddhas and abodes of devas around me. I myself abide here always in the form of a siddha worshipped by the devas. Let one imagine a divine abode gloriously existing within me. There are thousands of ashrams of munis and siddhas and the abodes of devas around me. These are hints given to us because these are not existing in today's world. Existing means on the physical plane. Things do exist on a higher plane always. Even on the earth, there are many higher planes. There are multiple levels of existence on the plane also. We cannot see it. That's why we say there is only earth and earthlings. But there are simultaneously civilizations simultaneously existing with the physical world. That only is what we are calling as astral world. Astral world is not somewhere above the sky or in the sky. All these things are not linear. Like physicality here, then one step is somewhere higher, and then beyond that there is higher. These are all calculations made by the mind because mind cannot explain these things, so it bifurcates and talks. See, even when we say koshas, what do we say? Annamaya kosha, then we have another layer of pranamaya kosha, another layer of mind. These are not separate, please. These are done only for the matter of explanations. They all are simultaneous and they coexist. You can't separate them like a spring. There is no kosha which exists on itself. Like the Annamaya kosha, you cannot say it is only Annamaya kosha. No, all the other koshas are there in this. It's all mixed. Like I've told this before also. Like you can't separate honey and its sweetness. How can you separate? You can say honey is Shiva and Shakti and the sweetness is Shiva. How can you separate? They cannot be separated. But we talk so much about Shiva and Shakti. I had a sneeze coming. So Shiva and Shakti, when we talk, they are separated while we talk, but they are not actually separate. That is why Shiva tells in many cases that Shakti is not separate from me, I am not separate from Shakti. We both are one and the same. In Shiva Sutras, he even says, it is enough if you attain Shakti, because Shakti is me only. So it's very difficult to understand this when we have already separated for the sake of explanation and learning. Just like we dissect in biology the different organs, we make it a musculoskeletal system. We make it a cardiovascular system. They we make it the genitourinary system. We make it the circulatory system. We make it the gastrointestinal system. We make it the pulmonary system. All these are differently talked about. But actually, if you see the human body, it's integration, isn't it? Till you are living in the body, I mean, you're existing in the body, everything is one. You can't be separated until you die. After you die, you can end up in the mortuary or you can end up in the laboratories where everything can be separated. Like a frog's organs are separately displayed in the biology rooms. But you can't separate those while the frog is alive. It's one integrated. And it all functions together. For the sake of explanation, the charts, the diagrams are separated and shown. Like we say, the musculoskeletal. Muscles plus skeleton, musculoskeletal. They are already integrated. And nothing can exist without the other. Very interestingly, you take out one system, the whole thing will collapse. They all coexist together. So if the body has all these together, koshas also are together only. Similarly, we look apart, but we are not actually apart. We are all interconnected and we all coexist. All the species put together, we coexist like this physical body is coexisting together. They might look separate, their work is different. Not two organs are same. Not two cells can be identical. They might look, but they are functionally different or they are structurally different. No two grain of sand on this whole creation is same. But you can see they all coexist. On the beach when you go, they all look same, but they are actually not same. Similarly, we are all looking different, but we are the same stuff only, made out of the same stuff. So coexistence is very common in every aspect of creation. So it is wrong to separate these koshas and make them. This is good for only studies. But while you experience these things, when you totally integrate everything, you go into that state, pure state of consciousness. When you are separated, you cannot be in samadhi. That's the beauty. You integrate them, you'll return to this original state of what I am, pure awareness. It has to be integrated. Now you'll understand why in the practices I am stressing so much. Integrating the physical body, physical organs. You see how much we integrate? Even first, if we are on the head, we are talking about the brain, left, right hemisphere, eye, eyelids, and gums, and upper jaw, lower jaw, all these things you can see. First one at a time, and then we integrate the whole thing. Similarly, all the systems, like the pulmonary, you see, lungs, the heart, the rib cage, the breast, the back, the in, the out, the bones, the muscles, the tissues, the nerves. They all look very separate, but we experience it separately, but we integrate them. And then finally, all the systems, have you seen, are integrated together. It must end, the practices must end in that deep. That is what we are exactly doing, integrating and realizing and experiencing the wholesomeness of this. That has to be mastered. That is why I keep on saying that master that physical aspects first. You should be able to become aware of any organ of your body and generate vibrations there, or the vimarsha, what we call the experience, the vimarsha, because that's healing, that's mastery over spreading your awareness in your Brahmanda, because this body is your Brahmanda. This is a microcosm Brahmanda. That is all what you see outside is a macrocosm Brahmanda. First you integrate this and then you integrate the outside and the inside. Together it becomes Purna. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadhyachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 means Purna. Complete. It has to end in the complete cycle. Then there is no division. Even if you divide, it cannot be split into two. Purna means you split, you make it half, you make it 10 halves, you break it into a billion pieces. You can't break it. It still remains. The Purna remains full. The self cannot be broken. God cannot be broken. Parashakti cannot be broken, but we can, through our minds, खंडित कर सकते हैं उसको. We can break it, vibhajan, and call that same Shakti Kali, Durga, Lakshmi, and so on and so forth. We can do that in the mind. That is all ego work. Distributing the gods. The gods come in diversity. In reality, there is only one. Until you integrate all the gods together, you'll never come to the one. You do whatever. Right. So I'm telling, until you integrate these divisions that we are made, or different paths, different religions, different cultures, different traditions, and we look at everything different, you are very far. खंडित कर रहे हैं और अखंड होना चाहिए. It has to be Purna. For Purna, first you have to basically practice the fundamentals of what I'm saying. If your mind ego is still splitting people, places, things, hundreds of pieces, and then you are doing some 10 level sadhanas, try it. You can never, because without integration, you will never reach there. You cannot go against what is the truth. The truth is only one, Purna. So you can see all our prayers are towards that, practices are towards that. Here there is no distinction between any path. This is the pathless path. No path. Because the moment you say I belong to a path, ego will come, and then superiority will come, and then inferiority, and then there is a separation, and then there is a comparison. So I call it a pathless path. Don't belong to anything. Neither become a Hindu, neither become a Muslim, neither become a Christian, but become everything together. Means if the Christianity is shining through you, shine like a Christian. If Islam is shining through you, be a Muslim. If Hinduism is shining through you at that moment, be a Hinduism. Because you know these are all colored lights. In reality, pure awareness, pure consciousness does not have any identity. Identity is for the world. So while we are in the world, you live as this and that color. But reality, you know, you are not that color. You need to behave in some way, okay. If I enter a masjid, I have to behave according to what they have. If I enter a temple, I have to behave accordingly what Hinduism says. If I enter a church, I have to behave accordingly. There I cannot say, no, I am supreme consciousness. I will just scatter around. They'll throw you out. Practicality, that's one. So you understand, okay, these all broken things are there. You be the broken, but you are not the broken, you know that. You're an actor, acting it out. What else can you do? You have to conform to this planet. When you are in a country, you have to behave accordingly to the country rules. You go to another country from here, you cannot say, no, I have come from this country, I am not going to change. In our country, no, they'll kick you out. You have to behave. But in depth, you know, what is this culture? What is this tradition? What is this patriotism? All ego it is. Patriotism is nothing but ego. Because there is a superiority over oneness. And what we are talking about is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. One wholesome, one family. Whole. Not just, you're not saying just earth. You're talking about everything, including all the galaxies. All the dimensions put together is one Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Right from Brahmaloka, Shivaloka to Patal Loka. One divine family it is. You might not agree with me. Because Patal Loka, you're telling one family. Then where it is come from? Is it come from something outside of Shiva? It is Patal Loka is a department which is out of Chidakasha and it did not appear from the light, are you saying? You're telling the mother did not create it? Look closely, she only created it. It is simply a different state of consciousness, high to low state of consciousness. And we keep moving from low to high. That's only the same. When we are idiotic, when we are evil in our mind, when in our vibration we are very grossly evil, it may be even 5 minutes. So 5 minutes you are in Patal Loka. You are an inhabitant of Patal Loka. Then maybe it changes and you might become very divine. Then you are a resident of Swargaloka. We keep on fluctuating. We keep on moving up and down because this is all our home only. You cannot say that no, I am a very clean being. I'm this. You do not know how many janmas you have been even in the lower realms. Experience things there. We have all experienced. So where is division? One family. See, we are talking on that level, and here we are sitting, distributing ourselves. My family, that family, my child, that child, my path, that one's path, my religion, that one path. How cheap it looks for seekers. Shobha nahi deti to talk about paths and we are this yogis, they are that yogis. Nobody's yogi fogi kuch nahi hai. It's all creation of the mind ego. You give some title and you sit glorifying it. Very difficult to integrate. If you disintegrate and you do any practice, you cannot because your chitta will be vibrating in the opposite direction. Whatever practice you do, your mind, when you look at something, you react oppositely. You have created khandan there. You cannot become one. Very, very challenging. Swami Vivekananda once went to Kashmir. Kheer Ganga, Kheer Mata. Yeah, this one temple called Kheer Mata temple there in Kashmir. I had been there when I was in Kashmir two years back. I had gone to that place where Swami Vivekananda is supposed to have visited that. It's a Ugra, it's a Shakti Peeth. And he went there and he was very upset because he saw the temples broken, dilapidated. And he got very angry. And looking at the mother, he felt very bad because Murti, the idol, is there and the whole temple is like broken. And he knew who has broken it, the Mughals, Muslims. He got very upset. His patriotism rose up. Fully patriotic, being a patriotism. Because, Swami Vivekananda was known for his patriotism. Like, so he looked at the mother and he said, how dare they? My blood is boiling right now. If I would have been during that time, I would have not allowed anybody to ransack this place. I would have protected this temple with my blood. Very angry, upset, highly activated patriotism. He was saying that with so much of aggressiveness. At the same moment, he heard a voice come out from that same idol. The voice said, so you will save me? So you are going to protect me? I, who am the protector of this whole universe, you are going to protect me? He says, how many temples, if I want, I can just build in a moment. Do I need somebody to build a temple for me? And Vivekananda says, the moment he heard that, his whole ego, he only has written, his whole ego split apart. His patriotism fell. He said, my patriotism fell that day. That ego of superior and inferior. Who did that? Divine grace of the mother. Swami Vivekananda only writes that experience. Now, these kind of stories are not highlighted, for whatever reasons. Not that he hid it, he himself wrote it. You can see all the letters of Swami Vivekananda. There's a book you will get in Ramakrishna Mission, in which it is so frank. He has written so many things. You'll never say, you'll never believe that Swami Vivekananda has written this or said these kind of words. Sometimes he has used abusive words. You will say he cannot say that. That is because we don't understand practicality. One is practicality. We are busy in the masked spirituality. Oh, just become good and holy and that's all. Inside अंदर कुछ भी चल कपड़ चलता है, outside से mask. And these are authentic people like Vivekananda. Very authentic. Whom they have to impress? This is a personal experience, right? He could have kept it hidden because everywhere he is so patriotic. He could have kept this hidden because it's so embarrassing. No, he chose to be authentic, chose to share it. And I fully believe in that experience because that experience is when somebody is in anger, deep anger, blood is boiling. If it is your mind will never talk calm words. Your mind will never talk the truth because at that time the ego is fully activated. Only a spiritual being can listen to the inner voice at that time, and he heard it. And heard and humbled down immediately. So these are examples. Differences. Parashakti it is. What exists in us exists in a criminal also. I'm not telling motivate or inspire or that we are not talking only encourage or discourage. We are just telling, see the substratum of everything. Outside you have to behave. Like I told you, you have to act. Certain rules are there, you follow it. So outsidely you behave in a certain way. You cannot be hugging a criminal, right, on the road. You keep the distance, you know it. That's common sense. But at the deep level, you know it's a play going on. So, this point where we are talking about the integration, he's not talking about integration, but he's telling how every step you're going deeper to Arunachala. And what is this? From physical to prana to mental, we are going deeper. So, this is how I tell people also in the retreat how to go around. Shift into awareness only and walk. Without awareness, don't walk. It is better you don't walk. I mean, करना है तो कुछ अच्छे ढंग से ही करो पूरा, नहीं तो नहीं करो कि वो करना है. Just then it's like, oh, I have come till here, I have to do it for a formality. Maybe Shiva might not be happy with me. So let me make him happy and then go and do it. No, we are understanding these things in depth, like purification at all levels. The purification cannot happen until you are aware of that purification happening. Until you are aware of grace falling on you at every step that the purification will not happen with that intensity. many janmas and what we are talking, because these are areas we cannot see. We allow the higher grace, cosmic intelligence to do that work. We do not know exactly what goes on in our systems, but we can open up in that space and allow the divine to do that. Surrender, that's called surrender. We don't poke our nose into what went, what. You don't take a Girivallam and then you say, God knows, I hope my that sin went, this sin went. You cannot. It is not based on how, what we want to get rid of. We might go there thinking that I have a sin in mind. So if I go, can I absolve it? You may try, but there is no guarantee it will be absolved. Why? Kartur ajnani prapte phalam karma kim param karma tajjana. You do karma according to your belief of the karma phala. You feel that if you do this, you will get that. That is why you are doing it. But that is not how you will get anything. This verse says, Upadesaram verse 1. What has to be granted to you is granted by the Lord according to your whole set of actions. Everything is scanned through. Our belief is based only on this lifetime, this limited understanding. I did this, I did that, I need this, I need that. But we do not know our previous records. But the ordainer, the cosmic intelligence, knows everything. So that power automatically, it's an automatic system, automatically distributes evenly, impartially, unconditionally. You can see this 8 guardians, what we're talking about, Dikpalakas, who are playing a major role in balancing of the cosmos. I talked about this. The 8 elephants supposed to be carrying around this whole Prithvi or creation. At the same time, taking care of its maintenance. Maintenance means this balance. What is balance? It will simply balance impartially. Your Yamalingam is known for justice, death and justice. Justice is given. It's not about good, bad, ugly, what I favor. The Chitragupta, you can see the one space in Arunachala, there is Chitragupta temple, small one. So as a formality, people pay visit there also. Chitragupta is the one who is supposed to be noting down all your good and bad deeds on that big huge book. You might see in some mythology, you go to Swarga or you go, Yama takes you, and Yama, where does he take you? He takes you to the heaven gates or that spot where judgment is going to be done, and Chitragupta opens up all the records that you have. And then based on that, you are given heaven or hell. So here only you can see it is very, very clear. It's not based on what you and me are deciding. There is something else that decides. Because everybody who dies wants to go up into heaven only, right? Who wants to go to hell? Nobody wants to go to hell. I don't deserve hell. But Chitragupta opens and says what is right. He is impartially delivering the message. So that is all the maintainers. They maintain law and justice. That is where if Islam, Christianity talks about Judgment Day, where the judgment will be done. The final day, the final judgment, the return of Jesus Christ, the re-resurrection of Jesus Christ. So he'll come, and on that day, the judgment will be made, the final judgment. Whether you go to the higher locus or to the lower locus. Whether you burn in hell or you are rewarded in heaven. Christianity says that. Even Islam says the same. Jannat jayenge ya Jahannum mein jayenge. These two things are there. So these concepts are there in all the religions. Even Hinduism has that. Swarga and Naraka. Christianity has heaven and hell. Two zones. We are in the mid world. Na ghar ka na ghat ka hai. Neither fully in heaven nor fully in hell. You can see our life. Sometimes heaven and sometimes hell. Middle. You're getting the best of both worlds. Bhuloka is like that. You experience both here only. You don't even have to die. You will experience Swarga here only, Naraka also here only, very easily. So, this judgment, which is what we are calling as Chitragupta, is not an entity sitting in the Akasha. Chitragupta is the intelligence within you. Gupta Chitra, if you say. Gupta, Chitra, Gupta. Chitra means image, Gupta means secret. So, what is image? Vikalpas. Whatever you think is an image. Every thought is an image. It will contain an image. That is Chitra. There are many images that comes into your conscious mind. You know it very clearly. Now also you think of anything, there are images in your head. But these images then sink down into your subconscious. So there also they are stored. These same images go down. They may reappear at an unknown state, or suddenly they might appear, or it might come in a dream, or it might come just in a flash while you're sitting, or in meditation it might come, or it may come inter between life, which is all hidden. So hidden Gupta. What is hidden? Images. Chitragupta. Gupta Chitra hi wo hai. These are all our hidden karmas. Karmas only are these chitras. So Chitragupta means the one who's keeping a watch. There is something in us that keeps a watch, a record of whatever we have done. The conscious mind doesn't know it. So the conscious mind says, why should I get this? I will go and attain this result. If you look very closely, all our karma is based on this only. Anything we do in life, we are doing it with the expectancy of a result only, even coming into spirituality. We feel if we go to a guru, I am going to be blessed. No guarantee. If you go to this path, sure shot you are going to get heaven. No guarantee. If you are born in this dharma, in a Brahman jati, you are going to be there. No guarantee. There is absolutely no guarantee of whatever we do. All the scriptures like Yoga Vashishta, Ashtavakra Gita, in the start they say just listening to this scripture will give you mukti. No guarantee. Arunachala Mahima only is telling you it will give you liberation. No guarantee. Because these are the truths. Ashtavakra Gita, yes, it can give you, but am I in alignment with that? I cannot be misaligned and expect the same results, what is mentioned there. When I say Ashtavakra Gita, in Ashtavakra Gita, you have to be in deep contemplation that every word that is spoken, every vibration, every truth that is revealed there, it must be reflecting in your chitta, and deep sadhana must be going. Shravan must be happening. Shravan, Manan, Chintan, Nididhyasan, this must be going on. Then we can talk about something that Ashtavakra Gita can give you liberation just by listening. Listening means not just listening from this ear and leaving it there, or listening and then your mind is thinking about something, or you're listening and you're eating and distracted. Listening means Shravana. 100% listening. So what they're saying is true. Even what Arunachala Mahima is telling is true. It is, if you live in 30 yojanas, in that within the 30 yojanas, you'll get, just think of Arunachala, I say. Just think and you will be redeemed. Just think. But I'm telling you, there is no guarantee in that manner. Just thinking. Yeah, there was a note that I had put somewhere. Maybe it will come later. I'll check it out at that time. It had a connection to this. Okay. I think it's ahead. So if I say I have a certain sin, so I'm going to Arunachala to remove that sin. Good. You're making an effort. Very nice. But you can't say with guarantee you're going to remove it. You can, with full surrender, make your effort and then leave it to the divine will. Because the divine will decides. It is not that your effort will go waste. It will be added, but it will not be exactly the way you want. That is kartur ajnani prapte phalam karma kim param karma tajjanam. If you understand this, then there is nothing to anticipate. There is no planning. There is no logic. There is no expectation. There is no conditional sadhanas. Why are you doing sadhana? Ask anybody. They will tell you something or the other. Paap nasht karne, karam nasht karne, to attain self-realization. There are goals that is associated. So I'm doing a sadhana. I went to a certain path. I'm doing sadhana. Why are you doing? To attain moksha. Are you going to get moksha? They will be quiet because even they don't know. Nobody knows. Can anybody in the path also, or the path leaders can give you guarantee in writing in bond paper? You do these sadhanas, you are guarantee going to get. No guarantee. Why? Because there are many factors dangling which is beyond our understanding. That we leave it to God. So what we say is we know all the methods, we know the therapies. We will do our best. Rest we leave it. It is not like by fluke we are like merciless, we are hopelessly giving up. No. We understand even what is given justifyingly. Only a fool will say, no, no, I don't agree with this. Because then you mean I do anything, but I'm not going to pay a price for it. Almost everybody you see very deeply into religion and all that, they come into this only to get their things just removed off. That is why this rush is there. This mad rush into temples and into spiritual places. Rivers are flooded. You can see full of people. You saw now when all this in the Triveni Sangam, all these uh, festive times or the right time, auspicious time comes, how things get bad to us. Even people go and die there. Do you see the accidents, number of accidents in holy places only? Nobody questions where is God? Why should it happen in this place? Because we don't even know with what bhava we are running there. We are only going with one full rush that my sins will just get deleted. Irrespective of what my bhava is. Whether my intention is good, bad, I don't care. It is written in the Shastra, if you go and dubki lagao, mukti milega hi milega. So I am going to jump in that spot only. If I die in Banaras, I am going to get mukti. People go there in line. You go there now also. You'll see all the houses full. Rooms are full. They give for a particular number of days there. You can book. All the old people who are about to die, they go there and they wait for death there. Varanasi, even today, rooms are allotted. But I think some days are there, 7 days, 15 days, something is there. And if you don't die in that, you have to vacate. Next, somebody else is given a chance to die. Why this rush is there? Because somewhere in the Shastra it is written, if you die there in Banaras, you're going to get liberation. In Varanasi. And where is the true Varanasi? Varanasi is here. Triveni Sangam. Vara means wind. Nasi is Nasika. Do you understand? So it is not like just mad rush we have to go there. Arunachala, it will just remove our sins. No, you be little alert. You be conscious, aware of what's happening. And understand this Kartur Ajnani Prapte Phalam also. We do our best, what we can. And we leave it to the Lord who knows everything. That should be the perfect bhava to do this. So people go to die in Banaras, and Kabir was born in Banaras. He lived his whole life in Banaras. He grew old in Banaras. At the time of his death, when he was getting old, he left Banaras. People, when they're growing old, they come to Banaras. Kabir, who was living in Banaras, leaves Banaras in his old age, and people ask, where are you going? He says, now enough, my time is up. Arey, time is up, you must die here. Where are you going? And he says, people say, people believe that here if you die, you are going to get mukti. They say, yes, you are going to die. You get mukti here. So you have done everything brilliantly. You lived a life, flawless life. Everything you have done. And the time of death, why do you want to create this problem? And he says, that is exactly what I want to prove. My Lord is not so small that he needs a place to decide for me to give mukti. Kabir says, my God is not so small, so little that to give somebody mukti, he has to tell, go and die in that place. How small the God is then? इतना limited है क्या God की? God cannot give anything. God also is binded and he's telling, only if you die there, I cannot help you. You have to die there. And Kabir says, my God is not so small that he will confine me to a place to get mukti. And what is that other place name where he actually left his body? I forget that place. Anita ji is written here. Kheer Bhavani. Yeah, Kheer Bhavani. Swami Vivekananda went to that temple, Kheer Bhavani. Magar, no? Magar. Yeah, Magar. That place is Magar. Where Kabir goes to leave his body, that place is Magar. A little far from Banaras. And Magar, it is written in the Shastras that if anybody dies in Magar, they will be born as a donkey in the next life. And Kabir chooses to die in Magar. He leaves his body in Magar. To prove that, to get liberation, you don't need a place. A place cannot bind your liberation. And then he says, my whole life sadhana has been useless if I die in Magar and I don't get liberation. That's Kabir, who can challenge these faulty systems, faulty beliefs. How many of us can do that? We cannot do that because we are so confined to beliefs. We are just followers. Blindly, we just follow all these shastras. Everything we are blindly following. A seeker will always challenge these things. A seeker will live in authenticity. He will not follow all these worldly made systems. The world will explain to you what is papa, what is punya, what is heaven, what is hell, what is sin, what is demerit. World is explaining according to their selfish interests. What they will gain, what they will lose. They are doing that only. Look at the whole system. They are doing that. And you fall in that bracket? No. You have to have deep awareness. So if you understand these tattvas, you are free. You cannot be bound. Nobody can give you a shastra in hand and make you scared. Look, the God has done this. God is not a person. God is not a dacoit who will threaten you, who will put a scare down your spine, and you're so scared of God. Then what is the difference between God and humans? I am always afraid of humans. They are the most scary people. Very, very scary because you don't know what they are inside, what they are outside. Outside one, inside one. Animals are better. At least they are outside what they are. If my cat is irritated, you can see it on his face. If my cat doesn't want to come, he will not come close. If he is very happy, he will come close. And he is not ashamed by his behavior. He is simply authentic. He has no records to keep and he has no one to please. And he is not bothered if I am not pleased by his actions. That's an animal. Humans are not that way. Humans can pretend. If they want your votes, they can be something. If they fear something might happen, they will be something else. Deep vested interest. It's all deep vested interest. It all simmers down to what will I get in the end, including your so-called families. I'm openly telling. You investigate very clearly, you will see selfishness only. What will I get in the end is what everybody ends up in. All claim to love others, all claim they care about others. If they clearly claim to love somebody else, then they will never be disappointed by that person. How can they be disappointed by anybody? How are we disappointed by the others? You're disappointed because your interest is not served. What you wanted to get, you are not getting. You are angry, upset, sad, gloomed all the time. And you call that love? The whole system is like that. If you observe carefully, if you're deeply aware, without simply polishing your, what you call, oh, this is my family and this is my relatives and this is my friends, or this is blood relation, this is DNA, koi kuch nahi bolega, this is this and that. Arey, goli maro. You look deep into that, you will come to know all that. This is my community, this is my country, this is my people, this is our religion, this is our caste people. You look into the caste people also, you look into your community people also, ye chal kapat dikhega tumko. Anywhere you see, the closest bonding you see, this is the best people, these are my closest people, these are my nearest people, these are my well-wishers. Look closely, be deeply aware, you'll see everybody is thriving and living for themselves. Even if people in a community come close together, I'm telling you, it is again for themselves. Don't think you see a big community and everybody is hugging each other and everybody is dancing together, praying together, singing together, meditating together. Wow, what a wonderful community. Look deeper, go closer, you'll come to know. That hug is because even that hug gives them happiness. You think anybody is hugging to give somebody else happiness? All these spiritual communities that you see, we hug each other and you say, wow, so much of love is going towards you, not towards you. You are enjoying that love. You are not even opening your eyes and seeing whether that other person is enjoying your love or not. Ultimately, you close your eyes and you say, I am in bliss by hugging someone, by talking to someone, by sitting in the company of someone. I am in bliss. That is what you get. You get bliss. You are extracting from someone else, their company, their precious moment, their energies, their presence. You are sucking out their presence. And you call that you are giving love? You're taking love. That's why I'm saying, look deeply into this. You'll see only hypocrisy in these systems. Only when you see this, you can understand where it is coming from. The source, you go to the source, tap in there. Why go and extract it from somebody else and then be happy and tell, I gave you love? What crap is that? I only took love from somewhere. We are only takers. We take. We can never give. Even if we give, there is a huge, big shadyantra in that, a vested interest. But we so openly say, I gave you so much. I did so much for you. I was there always for you. But my dear, sit and meditate. You will come to know why you are there. You are there for yourself. You are busy planning your own investment. Now, don't proclaim that as love, and all that nonsense it is. At least you cannot say this to people who are deeply aware. You can tell it to unconscious people, believers. Mandhubuddhi was blocked completely. They don't understand only what's going on. You can tell it to them and gain some sympathy or some support. But never try to tell this to someone who's aware. They can see through all that nonsense. Because they can see through the nonsense only, they are invested where they have to be, in their source only. They don't believing in investing anywhere in any systems outside. First of all, it is abuse. A person who is conscious can never abuse others. All this friendship, all these community systems, and all this family bondage and all that, if you look deeply, you are abusing others. Why would you want to be an abuser? I'm not saying you have to leave the communities or you have to leave families. You don't have to leave, but at least see through the nonsense. You live and suffer there, no problem. Your prarabdha, you suffer. But in that suffering, at least open your eyes and see what's happening. Or in that bliss, open your eyes and see what's happening. That is spirituality. Spirituality is not putting another shawl over the eyes and closing your eyes and saying everything is fine. And that is what these people, they call as optimism. Parda dalo, galat fahmi pe. Just put it on all the false things and just be thinking positive, talking positive, behaving positive, and carrying all these positive talks and divine talks and great things. But inside, something else. Outside, we are bhaktas, Shiva bhaktas, Vishnu bhaktas, we don't know what all, Jesus bhaktas, Vaheguru bhaktas, Allah ke, Khuda ke bhakt. That's only for namesake. The real bhakta is the one who's one with the source. Source. Allah is where? Where is Shiva? Where is God? Source. That is the one who's the real bhakta because he's one with that. And who is one with themselves need not go out. They are investing where they are supposed to be invested. At least we cannot say I'm selfish. I'm not abusing anybody. In the name of love, in the name of companionship, in the name of friendship, in the name of all the ships, we don't abuse. So first it starts with use, then it moves slowly into misuse, and then it deepens into abuse. So being deeply aware, only you can be free from all these things. I've seen abuse literally everywhere, even in the spiritual system. It's just abuse. They suck you, that's all. All this love and all these big talks and dividend, what they want? They want to make use of you. To the best extent, extract the best, चूस के फेंक दो जितना हो सके उतना. And that cannot be just extracted and thrown because it's a bad name, right? Spiritual people don't do that. Come on. Just make use of somebody and then take the best of them and then dump them. No. Let's give love. Let's show love. Let's show affection. Let's show divinity. Let's show all the glorious teachings. Let's show everything beautiful, wonderfully. And let's be charged up and celebrate. And internally, I will just use. Who sees? So everything looks flawless. Right from where you are, from the homes to the communities to the systems, you look anywhere, you'll see this. Because see, that's the basic nature of the ego. To thrive, to survive, it lives on survival. Everything is simply surviving. Every animal is simply surviving. Don't think animals survive for each other. No, they are surviving for themselves. If the need be, they will kill, they will protect. Man also can do that. That's the nature of the human ego. See, these are called pashuvrittis. This is what we got to pay attention to. Not going to that loka and this loka and connecting to this god and that god and becoming pure and taking holy dips and moving in the near the hills. No, these pashuvrittis. We need the grace of Pashupati Nath to remove these pashuvrittis. This is the most dangerous things. So how can I notice it? And if I am flawlessly escaping and overlooking these things, I don't see this. See, now we are discussing these things, isn't it? Now you have an opportunity to even think of it. Otherwise, where the mind will allow you to think? Until you think, you cannot see this vrittis. Until you see it, you cannot release it. You cannot heal it. You have to see it and know it exists in a very subtle form in me. Only then you can put your attention there. Then you will put your all your sadhana, all your attention in that place where it is needed, and then dissolve that. You can see all these release webinars. What do we do? We sit here and self-criticize, self-judge, and self-opinions, and we are what you call as negativity. Don't ever think negative about yourself. Think always positive. I am telling you, be very careful with that kind of teachings. You will go on pretending to such a level that it will become a very strong mask. I have seen all these things crystal clear. It will become a very, very strong mask where you say, no, 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 don't think. I am not going to think negative. I'm only going to think positive about me. And in that, you ignore, you do not see this. And in this ignorance, when you catch anything that you call as positive, which is not there in you, but you are presuming it to be. Because they say, fake it till you make it. Law of manifestation क्या होता है? Fake it till you make it. मतलब to make anything you fake it. You are not honest, but fake it. Be honest. Pretend to be honest. One day you will become honest. Dishonesty I'm not going to remove from me, but just keep thinking on that. I am telling, if you stare at your dishonesty, it will be embarrassed. You become aware of your, suddenly you will feel embarrassed. That embarrassment is the crumble. The more you stare at your flaw, the more it will start shaking from inside, because the ego is always ashamed. It cannot tolerate that. And now if you sit glorifying it, think about it, not thinking about it, that same ego will grow big. And then what will happen is, I'm telling you the danger, it will seem like one day you keep thinking, I am honest, 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 and dishonesty is there. Then what will happen is, you will be dishonest in your talk, your actions, everything, but the layer will be so thick that I am honest. Now you will start believing dishonesty as honesty. Then it's very dangerous to change it. Because once you start believing strongly that the flaw is a good point, and not even noticing the flaw, then it's very dangerous to change it. Do you see, for example, lying? Lying in the start, if you're deeply aware of the lying, you can do something about it. But if you keep on okaying it, lie will become like very common thing, and then you don't even take a heed about it. I had read somewhere that the most dangerous thing in spirituality is when you are doing wrong and you don't care anything about it now. It's like okay for you. In the start, there is something like guilt or there is something fear, and you want to do something about it. That's a good sign. Being uncomfortable is a good sign. But imagine we keep on doing a flaw and you're very comfortable with it. Very deep these things are. So all that, these kind of things are there in our Karana Sharira. We cannot see it consciously until we discuss like this or do satsangs and deeply sit contemplating on it. Until that, you cannot. Conscious mind will never show you that because it's very deep. It's in the Karana Sharira, causal body. That causal body to cleanse only we do this. Parikrama, Pradakshina, and all these things are, we are moving in surrender so that our subtle bodies are created. Where is your past karmas? Where are your past lives? In your Karana Sharira. And what does the scripture say? It removes, it cleanses your karmas of many lifetimes. So sometimes I used to try to tell this to some people who are doing something wrong. Even in our team we had earlier. So I saw this person doing something wrong and I tried telling it in this manner. The things are going and going, it becomes very comfortable. Then it's like, okay, nothing, everything is fine. Then you don't even want to think about it, don't even want to improvise. Then it becomes the hardcore, fundamental substratum. It becomes your core essence, and there is no. Then you are busy doing other spiritual things. You are busy meditating. You are busy running up and down the hill and doing everything you are doing. But that damn aspect which is stuck onto you, you're not looking at it because it's become a comfortable zone into you. And we feel Shiva can't see that. The mind starts playing that way because now God also can't see it because time is passing and nobody is seeing means taken for granted, not be seen. This only gets added into your Akashic records. Karturajnane prapte phalam. So when the phalam time comes, the whole record data from there it is taken and given to us. And then we will only sit and tell, I don't know why me, poor me. I'm suffering whole life. This lifetime is like that. Nothing is going my way. So much of suffering coming my way. I don't know what I did. This is what we did. Many lifetimes. So lifetimes done, okay, we do not know. But this lifetime, if you are aware and if you still do not notice or you are not putting your attention there, what's the use then? So we can still be going around the hill, not looking at this fact, thinking still, oh, I did something wrong, that error will go by itself. It will be just deleted because Shastra is telling it will be deleted. So if you go in this zone, I am asking one question. If you feel, oh, if I do 10 parikramas in a month, 10 girivallams if I do, anyhow karma will go, it is written there. I'll keep doing. I'm telling you, you'll keep doing girivallams and you will keep doing the sins also. There is no motivation to stop it. Are you getting my point? There is no motivation to stop it because on the other side, you are programmed now, God will take it away. That is why this flawless system is applied. So beautiful. Karturajnani prapte phalam karma kim param karma sajjadam. You are not given the karma phala based on what you think you are going to get. So you go around the hill thinking that you are going to get this. No, you are still going to be given according to the ordainer, the cosmic intelligence. Now, when we know this truth, Upadesaram verse 1, and you accept it from the bottom of your heart, what will be your sadhana be? Now think about it. You'll be very cautious. You will be cautious on your bhava. You will sincerely try to improve. Sincerely. Because you know you cannot escape this. The CCTV is always watching. And that is where the real change will come. I'm not saying we don't make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. Even I do mistakes. But I'm telling, if you keep overlooking it and not working towards it, then it creates some other kind of hallucinations into your head. So you'll see whenever you go to holy places, like I'm telling you, right, last time we had the holy dip in the Triveni Sangam, Kumbh Mela, and so many yatras. And see what happened, people rush there and things go out of control, people die there, and you're not even questioning, right? You're supposed to go there, have peace of mind, feel cleansed, pure, elevated. And what is this marathon race, going stampede, hitting each other, violence happening? You're not caring for anybody, like an animalistic kind of, what kind of sadhanas are these? Where in the shastras are these all prescribed in this manner? So this is what happens when the right understanding doesn't come. It can go in a very wrong way. And see, we feel we are going to get something great there, and we get death or we get injury. What is that? Karturajnane prapte phalam karma kim param karma tanchadam. गया तो भाव यही लेके कि if I go to a certain place, I am going to get benefited. Then why did I not get benefited? I am not asking that question. It is because karturajnane prapte phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam. So he says one attains the world at the first step, that is the earth, the middle world at the second step, and the world of devas at the third step. They are talking about that dimensions. Or he says at the first step, sins are mentally destroyed. At the second step, the sins are of the speech are destroyed, and the third, the sins of the body are destroyed. Now we have to be aware on these levels, deeply aware, the alignment and the readiness to let go of the impurities. The bhava that if I'm doing parikrama, my body is cleansing, my mind also is cleansing, my vak or my prana or my indriyas are cleansing, and you carry that awareness of the grace that is working on the body, on the prana, on the mind with every step, either with the chant Arunachala Shiva or in deep awareness of the hill on the right side of you. And then you walk slowly without bothering that you're going to reach before lunchtime or how much trouble it is going to take. You just walk. That is tapasya. That is what is prescribed here. And that is what we suggest even in retreats. The right approach to do it. See, we go in the vehicle, vahana, because I told you some are old, some have physical problems, and they all cannot walk. But they all want to see, they want to be educated, they want to know what it is. So we arrange for a vehicle. That is not Girivallam. That is information Vallam. Information Pradakshina. Just for your knowledge. And I tell after or during the trip only that you take Pradakshina on foot. on your own. We never go in groups. I do not encourage it. I do not say it, come, let's all go. We might go to the hill, we might go to anywhere else. But for Pradakshina, I always say walk alone. झुंड में नहीं जाना है. झुंड में गया तो महफिल सजेगी. You'll be busy celebrating in a crowd. Go alone. So people go at night. I tell them go in the evening, go at night. Whenever you want, you go 3-4 hours. Go alone. And many go alone. Some go 2-3. Okay, for support and all. Fine. But the best way to do is in this manner. And I tell them how to be aware. We practice a little bit. Not just Girivallam. Even before meeting an Avaduta, we practice. Sometimes the whole day is spent on understanding the Avadutas, how to sit in their presence. Don't beg, borrow, steal anything there. Just be aware, connected, one, aligned. Last time we met, right? Oh, Mama. We had the fortune of meeting her. Everybody was crying. One or two were not, but everybody was literally in tears. Where did the tears come from? Even Swamiji noticed that. Because every time there is a satsang happening there are people sitting, okay, bhajan hota hai. Ek do roye, thoda aansu. But our whole team was crying, close to 30 people, 26 people or something. Everybody. Some were weeping. Why? That alignment, that awareness. You're one with it. That is prayer. That is meditation. That is sitting in the presence of satsang. That is sitting in the vicinity of an avaduta. That is sitting in the presence of the master, sitting in the presence of the God, Guru. Same approach we sit with the hill, the retreat rooms. Wherever we are fully aware that we are sitting at the lap of the Father. So these are the ways, this deep awareness with what you do, you will get that kind of results also. And you can see immense results in the retreats. After the retreats, you can see great changes. Why? Because these deep layers get cleansed, which you can't see, and you need not know. You need not understand what is happening. Don't put your head also there. Karturajnana it is. I am given an opportunity to sit here and do something good, and I am given the fortune of understanding these things in depth. What else do I want? I just do it. Rest is wish. Whatever he wants, however he wants. He is the one who brought us there. He is the one who's making us do. He is the one who gives whatever he wants to give. That's it. That is the approach. That is what Lord Krishna is telling in the whole of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. You are not the doer. You do your best. The results, you leave it up. Now you understand the same statement. We have been listening from childhood this. Karam kar, phal ki chinta na kar. But that's very gross. That's very superficial. The depth is this. Karturajnana prapte phal. Why, where, how, when. So one step this happens. One step you are there. That means every step you must go deeper and aware. You can literally be in trance in a few steps only. There are thousands of ashrams of munis and siddhas and abodes of devas around me, the hill is telling. I myself abide here always in the form of siddha worshipped by devas. Let one imagine a divine abode gloriously existing within me. Let one imagine, he's telling. Maybe just be conscious and aware of the hill as a divine. In the hill, like within us, how do we imagine sometimes? There's a glow here, Atman here. So hill as an Atman, as a divine glow. These are ways he's prescribing so that you are not distracted. You are concentrating on the effulgence of that hill, and then in deep awareness of all these koshas, what we are talking about, of all the lokas, what we are talking about, you walk. What is known as Arunadri is really a column of effulgence. So, what is known as Arunachala is nothing but a column of light. Meditating on this great linga, one should circumambulate it slowly. Slowly. Like Bhagavan Ramana said, GIRIPRADAKSHINA should be done like a pregnant queen. Queen means very royally she will walk. She will not walk haphazard here and there. Steady, graciously. The queen walks in grace. Now imagine if the queen is pregnant. She will walk carefully because there's something in her womb, something in containing in her womb, right? That she's protecting and taking care of. She's fully aware of something in her womb. So we have to be something aware of something within us. We are also pregnant with the soul only, isn't it? So Bhagavan Ramana prescribed in that manner. If one does so, all sins will be expiated. If one does so. See, there are many things to take care of. Then this removal of sins. One will not be born again and will certainly become eternally one with Sonachala. So there is no rebirth, Arunachala says, and will certainly become eternally one, forever and ever, one with Arunachala. The moment one takes a step with the intention of circumambulating Sonagiri, the very earth becomes extremely pure by coming into contact with the dust of one's feet. Beautiful this is. The moment one takes a step with the intention of circumambulating Sonagiri, the very earth, the moment you take even one step in this deep realization that you are circumambulating what? Arunachala. You are circumambulating Shiva himself, the God himself, the effulgent light itself, which was worshipped for eons by Brahma, Vishnu, Devas, and all this. Imagine if you are in that state, you are in that frame of mind. If you are in that state, he says, the moment one takes a step with the intention of circumambulating Sonagiri, the very earth becomes extremely pure by coming into contact with the dust of your feet. Every step, because in that bhava, it's such a purified state of consciousness, aligned state of consciousness, that every step you take is a pure step because you're a pure being, a divine being. The earth becomes pure, he says, the dust of that earth, by the dust of one's feet. Earth, by coming into contact with the dust of one's feet, earth becomes pure. See, that is this state. I hope you can imagine what I'm trying to explain. At every point of the compass, one should meditate and bring the palms together in praise and reverence. So, these is adding every point of the compass, the spots. One should deeply meditate and bring together the palms in praise and reverence. Now, these are all symbolic expressions to give you even more deep connection, to bring humility within. And then one should walk carefully, slowly, and noiselessly. Before setting out, a bath should be taken, clean clothes should be put on, sacred ash applied on the body, and Rudraksha beads worn. Now, these are again to deepen the sanctity. You see, with every such, even if it is a ritual, but if you're doing it with deep reverence, like you're taking a bath, you already feel the physical body is pure. See, when you take a bath in the morning, you feel fresh, right? You don't take a bath and you go out. Halaki, to meditate, to become one, to realize, to be aware, conscious, you don't need a bath and all these formalities. But to intensify, these add-ons will certainly bring in a different impact. Like the bath, just taking a bath in the morning, you feel fresh. Clean clothes, you will feel more fresh. If you put on stale clothes, you will feel the difference. You put on fresh clothes, you will feel vibrant. Sacred ash applied on the body. This, they are symbolic. It's not that it without that you cannot. No, it is symbolic. It does connect you to a certain way. You see, I only criticize about tilak, and you can see me wearing the tilak for these sessions. And Rudraksha beads won't. See the feeling of all these things. When you put the divine objects and you're intensifying it. See, this is the difference where I tell it's useless to wear ornaments. Many mystics talk about this. Many of Dhutas, many mystics talk about all these kind of formalities which is there. Okay. Some guys feel offended here when I say these things. So add on with these things. Any one thing you keep on adding on. If it is getting you into that space of oneness, of purity, of alignment, it works. But if one feels, if I wear a Rudrakshi, is going to be happy. If I put a tilak, something is going to, I'm going to be identified as something different. And then if I do a sacred ritual, like walking around the hill, something is going to happen. So I put a tilak, I take a danda in my hand, and then I put some vibhuti on my body and put Rudraksh malas, 10 different Rudraksh malas, and then I'm walking. I am not even aligned with all these things. Then, what even if you wear 1,000 Rudraksh malas, nothing will happen. So, we are talking about the right attitude of what's going on here. Okay. Therefore, a wise man should, even amidst the crowd, tread with great care regarding the hill as divine. Oh, before that, there was one more line. Thousands of invisible Manus, Devatas, Siddha Purushas, and others accompany a devotee who circumambulates in this manner. Means there are many other walking around the hill, even in physical and even the non physical form. Like I say, everything is there. We have different koshas. Now, when you are walking, you can't see your own koshas, which is walking with you, right? Your astral bodies you can't see. Your higher body you cannot see, isn't it? But you're walking there. So, is it a surprise if there are many other astral bodies walking around with you? You're getting the whole thing. So, thousands of Manus, Devatas, Siddha Purushas, and others accompany a devotee who circumambulates in this manner. Therefore, thus, a wise man should, even amidst the crowd, tread with great care regarding the hill as divine. So, you must pay attention to the company that you're walking in. It's not that you shouldn't have company. The right company is important. Like if all are walking in deep awareness, and if there is a company, it's fine. And even if we are talking in between, people are talking, it's okay. But are we reminding each other? Like in retreat, I tell everybody, help each other. We are doing a lot of practices, deep practices, and we can forget. So if in our company where your friends or we're together you're walking, and then you see somebody is disconnected or something, they're losing their track or disturbing you in some way, make a gesture by which immediately they will know and shift immediately into that awareness. We have our own gestures. I don't think we should discuss that here, but we do some gestures and immediately the other will understand. So we help each other. We are not criticizing. At the same time, we are helping them also. At the same time, we are helping us also, so that we don't get distracted by others' distraction. Okay. So company is good provided they are the right. I think that's what mentioned here. One may also walk in the company of devotees singing the sacred names of Shiva and dancing. Alms should be given on the way according to one's mean, and one should remember Shiva in the heart with love and devotion. So what does it say here? One can walk in the company of devotees who are singing and chanting the name of, who are lost in that. Again, singing and chanting can be different. Today, DJs and people might put their mobile phones on, and there are different ways. That's not those bhavas who are actually doing that. Okay, you can be in the company of that. And he also encourages to give alms. on the way according to one's means. How much ever is your capacity, you can give alms. Alms means giving to the beggars and the needy, whatever has to be given. And one should remember Shiva in the heart with devotion and love. So he's recommending this. In deep remembrance, you do this. So I think we'll stop here. Gen V talks less, circumambulating. Gen V, we do not know what Gen V is about, because Gen V, I would say it is not exactly these, because I know of many who don't even follow this, what is written in the books. They might not do anything. They might just walk in deep silence. Nothing is followed here. They're just in deep silence. They might not even be imagining, but they are connected. There are people who do not want to circumambulate, but they might meditate on the hill. Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi ji circumambulated the hills for many years. He went around and he encouraged everybody to go. But if you see his life, after a certain time, he stopped going. No, that's up to him. That's his thing. It's not that you go on, because the circumambulation is to kill the ego. And the ego will diminish, 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 diminish. When the ego is completely annihilated, there is no desire to move. And there is no desire to move, you are still. And that is what Ramana says, you made me like you, achala, still. In the start, he did all that. So not necessarily even for him, like you can see Gautama Rishi and Mahaparvati, the stories going on, we can see them constantly telling this will be an example for others. So not necessarily Bhagavan Ramana needs to do it, but he is setting an example. You see, most of his life style that he lived, he was setting an example, directly, indirectly, calmly. That is how they work. Not everything happens by pravachan. Many things happen in silence. They set an example. They lead the way in that manner. They set systems without even giving instructions on setting up. It is simply looked and followed. See, now when you are doing Ramana Chintanam, Arunachala Ramana Chintanam, what are we doing? Aren't we doing Chintan on Ramana, contemplating on his life? So many examples. He did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. What happens with that? We understand. Just by his Jivan Charitra, we can understand what we need to do, isn't it? No pravachan there. Just life examples. Sometimes not even a word, not even a body language. His silence spoke volumes. And that's why he used to say, the highest Upadesha is that which is given in silence. In silence, there is an activity that is unseen. What we did in one of the webinar, there is stillness in the movement and movement in the stillness. Something very deep, and it can be experienced. We have experienced it. We know that in movement there is stillness. A Buddha may be walking, but inside there is no movement. Body is moving, but inside his mind is still. Nischalman. No thoughts. Is blank. So in the movement of that body, there is a certain stillness. But one more step is there. Even if the body becomes complete still, there is movement in that stillness. Like when Shakti is moving around, Parvati is moving around, right? Inside her is Shiva, which is still. In the movement, there is stillness. But now you look at Shiva. Shiva is still, but whole world is moving inside it. In the stillness, there is movement. Let's become aware of the grace in our lives. Let's become deeply aware of the grace that subtly shows us the finest and finest of the truths. That doesn't keep us superficial. It is grace that pulls us within and helps us understand very deep realities. It is by grace only that we can know Him. You can see in the scripture many times He is being told, Shiva is being told, it is only by thy grace that I will know you. Bhagavan Ramana lived his life that way, saying that it is only by you that I know you. Same with us. If we are able to know Shiva Tattva, Shivatva, deeply, subtly, beyond all forms, beyond where the minds can go, beyond where the world even talks about. If we are able to go there, it's only His grace. And if you see that happening in your life, be grateful towards that grace, become deeply aware of grace in your life, because that gratefulness is an acknowledgement that will multiply the grace in life. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadayachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we all be blessed. May we all evolve. May we all be free. Tomorrow and Sunday we will not be having session. Saturday and Sunday. Saturday we will be having Zoom sessions for shifting into awareness members. And Sunday we are having a free follow-up session for those who did last Sunday's webinar on the Gayatri Sadhana, Antakarana Shuddhi. We will deepen that, but there is an opportunity. If anybody wants to sign up, I'll open up the registration there again. Anybody wants, you can join, and you'll directly be added into that course only. The whole thing, what we did on Sunday, you will be added to that plus the follow-up. And those who have done the webinar, it will be helpful for you to go a little more deeper. 3 to 4 hours. Let me see the timing. Also, I'll let you know on Sunday. But tomorrow we have a clarity session. We have not done it for long on Zoom for the members of SI. Anybody wants to join, you can definitely join the shiftingintoawareness.com/join, and these free sessions you can attend. So Sunday's registration again, I'll open up the same, the courses thing only. You'll directly get access there. See you then. Stay blessed.